So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. Look how pretty that is right there, huh? Beautiful stuff. Pennsylvania cherry, black cherry. Love it. I am using the Split Force splitter out here, which works really well for sizing the firewood. This is bundle firewood. This will be sold next summer. I think what I'm going to do is just start filling baskets out here in this clearing, and I'll just start stacking them over there for now. And by next summer, actually long before that, hopefully, I'll have a nice road going through here over to the house and be able to get down to the wood yard. I started just the other day right here, then it started raining. We had about a day and a half, almost 2 days of rain. Nothing real hard, just kind of on and off, but it's actually drying up pretty quick out here. This evening, I think I'll come out here, if time allows, and take down some more trees on the road, and I can start burning brush again. It's been a little bit too dry to do that. You got to be careful here twice a year if you're going to burn. And that is in the spring and fall, early spring, before things start getting green. When you have all those dead leaves on the ground, if you don't get any rain or snow and it stays dry for a while, you got to watch burning then. And also in the fall, if it gets pretty dry, you got to watch the leaves. They fall, kind of crinkle up and dry up, and it's not easy to catch the woods on fire, but it could happen. So I try to use some common sense. But anyway, this evening I should take both the excavator and the skid loader back over to the yard. They both are going to need fuel here pretty soon, and I won't be out here for a day or two, because tomorrow I'm heading down to West Virginia. I'm going to run down there and start to get ready for the shower house. Sometime here in the near future, plumber Jim and I are going to go down and rough in all the plumbing for the shower house, for the septic, and for the water line coming into it. A lot of people have been asking exactly what we're doing or how I'm going to do it. Plumber Jim can answer those questions better than I can, but basically we are putting in a septic system, and for water we're going to just put a cistern tank in. I may have to haul water. I don't know if we're going to collect water off the roof or not. I don't think we're going to use much down there. A lot of people said just drill a well. You can't drill a well down there. That's it used to be, there's some deep mining in that area years ago, and from everyone that I talked to that lives around there, they all kind of struggle with well water. So it wouldn't make much sense, you know, spending 10 grand for a hole in the ground. I can haul a lot of water for 10 grand, or collect a lot of water, I should say. Our well here at home on this ridge where we live, it's ours is about 300 feet deep, but Levi and Kate's down at the brick house, I think it's 90 feet, and they have basically an unlimited supply of water just down over the hill. But this whole ridge that we're on here, all the wells are pretty deep, and a lot of people struggle with having enough water, ourselves included. I mean, it's not too bad. You just kind of have to plan what you're doing. You know, if you're gonna, 2 or 3 people get a shower and you wash a load of clothes, you better not try washing a car, because you're gonna run out of water. Now at the building over there, that's a question that keeps coming up. The cistern tank over there, it works really well. It's a 4,000 gallon tank, and I am not collecting rainwater for that. There's a company called Fox's Water, and they haul water. I think it can haul a little over 4,000 gallons, but I bought a 4,000 gallon tank because you basically pay for a full load of what you're paying for the truck, whether you take a half a load or a full load, and it's 325 bucks. And like I said, in the building, we have a shower and everything in there. It'll get used some, but we don't use that much water in there, so that'll last a long time. But I'm not collecting rainwater for the building. We buy that water, $3.25. But word is, and I'm kind of torn on this, whether we're going to do it or not, I think we are getting public water here finally. That housing plan that I talked about out the road there, it's all kind of part of that, because they definitely need water. They're not going to be drilling wells for half-acre lots or anything like that. So it's all kind of in the works. If we do get public water and I want to hook up to it, I put a conduit in the front yard on the other side of the fence when I built the building and ran it right into the utility room. So if it comes, all I need to do is go to where I have it capped off and we can run the water line right in without having to dig everything up. So that's down the road. We'll just have to see. Something I like to do sometimes when I'm done splitting wood or whatever, I like to just sit back for a moment and kind of admire my work. This just looks so nice. It gives you that sense of accomplishment, you know? 45 minutes ago or whatever, this was a pile of rounds laying on the ground, and we have a nice finished product here of Pennsylvania cherry. What else I like to do when I'm splitting firewood or when I'm running a machine or the tractor, string trimmer, mower, I'm always listening to something and I'm always learning things. I listen to different podcasts, all types of different things. I was listening to a Glenn Beck program just a little bit ago. I think it was from last week. And I know there'll be a couple comments about listening to Glenn Beck, and some people will instantly hate me for doing it, but I don't care. I'm not gonna have someone tell me what I can and can't listen to. Anyway, I was listening to a Beck show, and he had a guy on there. It was actually Megyn Kelly's husband, and he wrote a book that I'm going to buy. It's an audio book about Rudolph, I think his name was Rudolph Diesel. Is that what it is? The guy that came up with the diesel engine or diesel fuel. And it sounds like a fascinating story. Apparently this guy, they said he committed suicide. This was years ago. And he was very popular. He was an inventor. It would have almost been like if something happened to Elon Musk. So it was in the news big time. Rockefeller didn't like him. The Germans didn't like him. And it sounds like a pretty good book. But I'm gonna get that one next and listen to it. But I listened to all different sorts of things, and it got me thinking. You know, some of it is kind of doom and gloom, but there's so much going on right now. And this next year is just going to be a nightmare with the elections and all that stuff. But I have found that I do better if I only worry about what I can control. You know what I mean? I don't get too excited about everything else. I just worry more about what I can control with myself and my own family and what we have going on. And whatever happens, happens. I just prepare for things as best I can. I try to look into the future, and you know, you can kind of see trends, how things are going, and I just try to prepare for that. But I've become a lot calmer and more laid back. You know, you hate to say you don't care what happens, but part of me doesn't. You know what I mean? We get what we deserve, right? We elect these people or whatever, and a lot of us can see what happens. So part of me doesn't care. I still care about my country. I always have. But I only worry and take action for the things that I can control, if that makes sense. So I don't know. Sometimes you can get all stressed out listening to these things, and but I don't let it bother me anymore. I don't. I like to stay informed, and I really like history. I've done a lot of different audio books over the years. One that I mentioned several times before, Creature from Jekyll Island, highly recommended. Some of O'Reilly's books were really good. I remember listening to Killing Crazy Horse when Melissa and I were on a trip back from out west. And what was cool was we were at all these different places that he was talking about in that book, and we were on our way back. And I think it's like a 12-hour audio book. And I listened to the entire thing start to finish. So that was pretty cool. But if you don't have a set of these, I think most of you probably do. 3M Bluetooth headphones. You got one of these? You have an iPhone or an Android, you get Spotify. The world is at your fingertips, and it's kind of a it's nice. I like cutting wood, but let's face it, you've got time to listen to something when you're doing it, or whether you're mowing the grass. And I like to be able to continue to learn about things, current events, but more importantly, things that interest me. And I like being able to find different books. So a couple of things I'd like you to do, if you don't mind. Let me know in the comments a good book, and turn this channel into a book club. Not really, but what book, is your favorite? Also, we haven't done this in a long time. Let me know in the comments where you're from. And you don't have to, be super specific, but maybe state and city. We do that maybe every 6 months. I love reading through the comments and seeing where everyone's from. So do that. And lastly, let me know if you're coming to the Paul Bunyan show. That's coming right up. We had a big crowd last year. We're expecting the same today. Hopefully the weather is decent. I don't know, it's still about a week and a half out or so, but we'll have to see. I don't think it's going to be real warm, but hopefully it's not raining. Too far out to tell at this point. But this video was kind of all over the place. I like to just kind of chat once in a while, and instead of doing the same thing over and over again. But yeah, I'm going to keep trying to just focus on what I can control and not really worry about the rest. Whatever happens, happens.